The 10-second countdown, the terrifying secret you must know to cheat death when you're alone. Imagine this. You are home alone, the house is quiet, and suddenly a crushing iron fist grips your chest. The air escapes your lungs, replaced by a cold, desperate sweat, and a terrifying silence descends as time seems to stop. You can't move, you can't speak, and the realization hits you. There is no one to call. In that paralyzing moment, you have a mere 10 seconds, a tiny window of opportunity before your own heart stops beating forever. What would you do? Most people freeze, they panic, they surrender. But today, you are going to learn a secret that will arm you with the power to fight back. This is not about medical theory, it's about 3 shockingly simple yet immensely powerful techniques that not only saved my 68-year-old Uncle Jorge's life when he was utterly alone, but could very well save yours too. This isn't knowledge you want to have, it's knowledge you need to possess to ensure you open your eyes tomorrow. If you miss this, you lose the only insurance policy you have against the most frightening medical emergency. The day everything changed, my Uncle Jorge's near miss. Just 2 years ago, my Uncle Jorge, a strong, active man known for his firm hands and confident voice, was enjoying a quiet afternoon in his living room. The afternoon stillness was shattered when he felt a sudden, heavy pressure on his chest, a sensation he later described as being flattened by an elephant. It was no ordinary pain. Cold sweat instantly drenched him, and the room began to violently spin. In that terrifying instant, a flood of fear washed over him as he remembered my grandfather, who had died years prior from a heart attack, alone and unable to get help. The darkness and panic threatened to consume him, but Jorge refused to surrender to the fear. He had a lifeline, the life-saving knowledge we had received from my grandfather's cardiologist. Drawing on a desperate reservoir of strength, he immediately put 3 key, unconventional techniques into practice. By the time the ambulance arrived, he was still conscious and fighting. That day forever changed my family's perspective. Watching my loved ones stand on the precipice of another devastating loss made me realize that health is more than just prevention. It is the immediate, non-negotiable preparedness to act decisively within seconds. Even in the hospital, he confessed he felt my grandfather's spirit whispering to him, urging him, "Don't give up." Seeing my family in that hospital room, weeping tears of pure relief, solidified a profound truth. This type of life-saving knowledge isn't optional. It is absolutely essential for every person alive. The critical seconds, why speed and strategy are your only allies. These 3 techniques I'm about to share are backed by science and designed to buy you those precious, life-saving minutes during a cardiac emergency. The statistics are chilling. The World Health Organization estimates that heart attacks tragically claim over 7 million lives annually. However, acting swiftly can increase your chance of survival by a staggering 50%. A crucial 2023 study from the Mayo Clinic highlights that the first 5 minutes following the onset of symptoms are the most critical. There is simply no time for doubt. It is vital to understand the symptoms you must watch for. An oppressive chest pain that can radiate down the arm, up into the jaw, or across the back, sudden dizziness or fainting, profuse cold sweating, nausea, and extreme difficulty breathing. If you are alone and experience these signs, you need to execute a plan immediately. I must be perfectly clear. These techniques do not replace professional paramedics. Their sole purpose is to serve as a bridge, a vital gap of time to keep you conscious, maintain your heart's rhythm, and allow you to call emergency services before professional help can arrive. Thanks to the power of the first and the final technique, my Uncle Jorge is still with us today, a vibrant part of our family, and his story is the proof of concept for the emergency protocol you are about to master. Technique 1. The power cough, your first line of defense. This was the very first technique that helped save Uncle Jorge's life. When the pain and dizzy spells first struck, he recalled the cardiologist's precise instructions. Cough hard from the chest with controlled force. It sounds incredibly simple, perhaps even absurd, but a strong, deliberate cough is one of the most powerful internal tools you possess when your heart begins to fail. During a heart attack, Controlled, forceful coughing can physically compress and stimulate your heart, often helping it regulate its erratic rhythm. To perform this correctly, you must first inhale deeply, close your mouth, and then execute a sharp, dry cough deep from your chest, as if you are trying to expel something lodged deep in your windpipe. You must maintain this rhythm, a deep inhale followed by a forceful cough, every 2 seconds for a full minute. While it may be difficult at first, persevering is key. This action significantly increases the pressure in your chest cavity, effectively pushing blood back to your heart and, crucially, your brain. A 2020 study from the American Heart Association, AHA, found that this technique can improve survival rates by as much as 30%. Think of Doña Maria, a 72-year-old woman who, like my uncle, experienced intense chest pain while cooking. She remembered this technique, practiced it relentlessly until the ambulance arrived and survived. Common mistakes include coughing too weakly, it must be intense, forgetting to inhale fully beforehand, or losing the rhythm. You must practice this, even just once a week, to internalize the muscle memory. However, this is your initial shield. It is effective only at the very first signs, and only while you are conscious. If the pain escalates too fiercely for you to manage a controlled cough, you must pivot immediately to your next, more aggressive tool. Technique 2, the emergency chest. Thump, the heart's manual reset. If the coughing technique fails to stabilize your heart, your next step is a direct, potent intervention known as the chest thump. This technique stimulates the heart with a strong, precise physical impact, acting as a manual, personal defibrillator that you can perform with your own hands. It is deployed when the pain is so overwhelming that breathing becomes nearly impossible and you feel yourself rapidly losing consciousness. The case of Don Sergio, 72, exemplifies its power. One night, he awoke with crushing chest pain and severe dizziness. Remembering this technique, he closed his fist and, using the last of his strength, forcefully struck his own chest. On the third attempt, he felt a dramatic jolt, describing it as hitting a motor that was shutting off, which instantly revived his heart's rhythm just enough for him to call for emergency help. To perform this correctly, close your fist firmly and locate the center of your chest, precisely between the nipples, avoiding both the neck and the stomach area. Use the heel or lower side of your fist, near the pinky, and deliver a sharp, dry, downward striking blow once per second for a maximum of 5 to 6 times. Its effectiveness is highest when applied within the first 3 minutes of symptoms appearing. A 2020 review in the Journal of Cardiology confirmed that this forceful impact can physically reset the heart's electrical system in certain types of arrhythmia, making the heart beat with renewed strength and regularity. A word of caution: use deliberate force, not brute strength. Never strike more than 6 times, and always ensure you are targeting the precise location to avoid causing injury. Medical experts recommend using this only when you are absolutely certain of the location and feel yourself on the verge of losing consciousness. Technique 3, the EGU point, calming the electrical storm. The final technique, which played a crucial role in stabilizing Uncle Jorge, is the EGU point, an ancient remedy originating in traditional Chinese medicine that has been both studied and validated by modern doctors. This acupressure technique is remarkably versatile, offering benefits not only during a heart attack, but also during episodes of intense anxiety or a racing heart, arrhythmias. It works by leveraging pressure between the thumb and index finger to dramatically improve circulation, regulate cardiac rhythm, and reduce acute anxiety in emergency situations. In recent years, medical professionals have increasingly recognized its efficacy. To execute this properly, place your hands face down, overlap them, and use one thumb to find the soft webbed spot between the thumb and index finger of the opposite hand. Press firmly, focusing the pressure slightly more toward the index finger until you feel a slight discomfort, holding for 5 seconds. Release for 2 seconds and repeat the cycle for a full minute on each hand while simultaneously practicing deep, controlled breathing. This action is believed to calm the heart rate, increase oxygen flow to the brain, and reduce blood pressure during stress, a finding supported by a 2021 study in alternative medicine. Don Miguel, 70, credited this technique with preventing him from fainting while he waited for the ambulance, ensuring he remained conscious and able to communicate. A 2023 study in acupuncture suggests this technique alone can reduce blood pressure by up to 10%, making it your essential ally for winning time while fully conscious. The emergency protocol recap and 5 essential habits for a bulletproof heart. I must re-emphasize that these 3 techniques are not substitutes for professional medical care. They are purely life-saving measures designed to win time until the professionals arrive. Always call emergency services immediately. If you feel dizzy or lightheaded, lie down at once. Falling could cause a much more serious problem, especially involving your head. Furthermore, you must practice these moves in a calm, non-emergency setting. A 2022 study showed that individuals who had practiced these life-saving techniques had a 50% higher probability of surviving a cardiac event. Consult your doctor, especially if you have known cardiac or bone conditions, before practicing. Now that you are armed with the immediate emergency plan, let's explore the 5 daily habits that will help you prevent ever needing to use it, effectively shielding your heart from attack. Walk for 20 minutes daily. Simple movement is powerful medicine. Dividing this into 2 shorter sessions if necessary, a daily 20-minute walk can reduce your heart attack risk by 25% according to the Mayo Clinic. Master deep breathing. For just 2 minutes each day, practice the 4 to 6 rule. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds and then exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat this 10 times. This simple practice can lower your blood pressure by 15%, as noted in a 2023 study. Adopt a cardioprotective diet. Focus on incorporating fatty fish like salmon or fresh tuna at least twice a week, and ensure you consume plenty of fresh fruits such as oranges. These foods are scientifically proven to help reduce harmful cholesterol levels. Quit smoking and drinking. Abstaining from smoking and excessive alcohol consumption is a non-negotiable step toward heart health. Monitor weekly. Utilize an at-home blood pressure monitor to check your vitals weekly. This simple habit, recommended by the American Heart Association, can detect developing problems long before they become life-threatening emergencies. In a heart attack, every second is a battle you must win. Your 10-second reaction protocol is simple. First, cough forcefully every 2 seconds for a minute. If that fails and the pain is unbearable, deliver 5 to 6 precise chest thumps. Then, pressure the EGU point for a minute per hand while you call for help. Commit to practicing these 3 techniques: how to cough with force, how to locate the center of your chest, and where the EGU point lies. Adopt the 5 preventative habits and never ever ignore any symptom. Make regular checkups mandatory, especially if you have a family history of heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, or high cholesterol. Preventing a heart attack is infinitely easier than surviving one. Write this protocol on a simple sheet of paper, pin it in your kitchen, and ask your loved ones to do the same. When we saw Uncle Jorge survive, our family understood that true health is about living prepared. Learning these easy techniques is a decision that could save your life, and today, that choice is entirely in your hands. Your final checklist, the decision is yours. In the event of a heart attack, every second counts, and you have approximately 10 seconds to begin your life-saving protocol. Remember the 3 steps. Cough powerfully every 2 seconds for 1 minute. If the cough fails and the pain is unbearable, strike your chest 5 to 6 times with precision. Press the EGU point for 1 minute on each hand to calm your system. Practice these techniques now. Know what a forceful cough feels like, how to locate the center of your chest, and where the EGU point is. Call emergency services as quickly as possible and adopt those 5 daily habits. Walk, breathe deep, eat clean, avoid toxins, and check your pressure regularly. Never ignore a symptom. Get regular checkups, especially if you have a family history of heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, or high cholesterol. Preventing a heart attack is far easier than surviving one. Write these steps on a sheet of paper, Post it in your kitchen for any emergency and urge your loved ones to do the same. When we saw my uncle Jorge survive, our family understood that being healthy is truly about living prepared. Learning these simple techniques is a decision that could save you, because at Healthy and Positive, we fundamentally believe that being healthy and happy is an active choice. And today, that life-saving choice rests entirely in your hands. Before you go, subscribe to our channel, give us a like and comment below. Have you or a loved one ever faced a situation like this? Your experience could inspire someone else to prepare. And if you want to continue arming yourself with life-saving knowledge, our next video reveals 5 surprising vegetables that could potentially contribute to a stroke while you sleep. Note: insert on-screen prompt here. Tap the screen to discover them. Important disclaimer: this video is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to replace the advice of a medical professional. Please consult your physician before making any changes to your health regimen or practicing emergency medical techniques.